So, good morning. Today is Friday, April 5th, 2024. Hoy es viernes 5 de abril de 2024. Estoy un poquito mejor, estaba enferma en estos días pasados. I'm feeling a little bit better. I was sick the past few days, with a cold, a lot of congestion. Beginning to feel better now. Today, it's one of the last shifts that I have left at the job, my current job. I found a different job, so I'll be moving to do something different with my life. It will involve a lot of algebra, math, but I like math. Math for me is like a game. So I'm cool with that. It's going to be challenging, I'm pretty sure, but at the same time, I want to see the thing that matters the most, which is being able to pay my bills. It will pay more than my current job, and that's a big plus, because I've really been struggling financially, and math don't lie, honestly. I admit it. I think I'm going to be more picky when I search for jobs. If I find myself having to search for a different job in the future, I will have to be more careful on that, because I just cannot tell my brain any more lies. Like usually when I find a job and it doesn't pay a lot of money, I get that people are offering me to help with positivity. Well, at least it's something, but the problem is that at least it's something, still not enough to pay some of the expenses, living expenses, and everything has gotten so expensive lately here in New York. Food price, the cost of rent, and being a single person, I have to have a certain level of income. I cannot just take any job out there because of the expenses of rent. If I could control other things a little bit better, specifically the rent, honestly, because the rent is a big one. The rent is forget about the other expenses like car insurance and all that kind of stuff. The one that takes the most for me is rent. And I'm pretty sure that I am not the only person that is experiencing that. And with some of the jobs not paying good wages, because you will think that $15 an hour it's a good wage, but when you do the math and you take the income taxes out and all that kind of stuff, it honestly it's not a good wage at all. So I've been struggling because of that, and last year I was getting paid less than what I'm getting paid now. The only reason that I got a boost in my income is because New York State increased the minimum wage, so that forced my company, the company that I work, to increase the wages that they pay us. But it's still not enough, honestly. And unlike special jobs that are not only that pay minimum wage or close to minimum wage, but jobs that pay that only hire part-time, I just can't, honestly. I need to work full-time, and that's going to be my focus with this new job. It's a full-time job. It's a salary base, but I like the idea of going full-time. And yes, maybe I will have to get more education, because teaching algebra, it's something that requires more education. And even though I have my degree in engineering, I never started to become a teacher. I started to become an engineer, Also, by the way, next Monday there's the solar eclipse, and I'm kind of my scientific brain's excited about that. Those things don't happen quite often. You don't get to see those things very often. I've seen a lunar eclipse. I never seen a solar eclipse. So this is going to be interesting. I need to get the sunglasses, because this is a thing. I don't think I need the sunglasses. Oh, the eclipse is happening. Let me look up. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to end up looking up and watching the eclipse. So I better get the sunglasses so I'm prepared if I want to see the whole ordeal of the moon casting the shadow on Earth. And I know where I'm at right now. I will not be able to see the full eclipse. And I didn't plan to go to any other area to see it, but not having money is one of those things that is actually a thing that control that. Otherwise I will have planned more for that. Maybe find a hotel in that area or something, but Because again, it's one of those events that doesn't happen very often, and it's the idea of going to see it. It sounds like a great thing, but not having money to be able to afford to see it, it's difficult. So, but yeah, I'm going to see if I can find the lens, the sunglasses that are specifically for that are in here. And then next week I start a new job, and this week there's Formula One racing, which I'm looking forward to. That it's in Japan at the Suzuka circuit, which is a circuit that has been on different games. So I've played a little bit the circuit in other games that are not Formula One, so I'm a little bit familiar with the circuit. So looking forward to see the race. Last race of Formula One, it was interesting. I watched it later at a different day. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to see the race this weekend. And then also school is going well. I like the class that I'm taking. We're learning about motors, and I like electric motors. They are interesting. Just learning how they're built, how they work, what kind of things you have to provide to make them work and run. It's quite interesting, and in the chemical industry, in manufacturing, we use them, in processes and things to move conveyor belts. So I'm definitely excited about learning about motors, and not only that, but also getting to see the motor, how it's built, how you construct it, not from the outside only, but like the insides too of how it works. It's quite fascinating. It's a lot of fun, and I'm really happy that I got the chance to take this class. I'm planning on taking a computer class next semester, which is probably going to be about programming. And I know that I like programming. I know that I have gotten into learning Python. I stopped a little bit because I've been just busy with school and just trying to catch up on things. So yeah. And then of course today also something that happened is like I was in my apartment and I was watching the news, and out of a sudden everything started shaking. And for whatever reason, instead of me going like, let me get out of the apartment because it's shaking, I just stayed in the apartment. I didn't went outside running, and but I felt the shock. So yeah, today there was also an earthquake. He felt here in New York, and I mean out in the Albany, Troy area. I felt it in here, but the center, from what I was looking in the news, which I went online and found it, it was in New Jersey. So it felt up here. It was a little bit scary. I gotta admit it. It was a little bit scary, and I mean I'm fine, but it was scary. It was one of those things that don't happen very often here. In Puerto Rico, I remember one time when I was in college. It was my first year, and I remember being on Sunday. I arrived to my apartment for the week, and I was studying and doing some homework, catching up, and then the whole building ended up shaking. And I was living in I think it was like a third or fifth floor, and the whole building shake completely. And this is a concrete construction. The construction here in New York State, the apartment where I live is made out of it's different. It's not concrete, but it shaked. It totally, completely shaked. I also got scared because I have a giant TV, and somehow the floor level of my apartment is not very completely straight. So it shook, and I was concerned that TV could have fallen on me. Now that I realized that shit, I'm glad that nothing bad happened. But the ground shook up here, and the construction is different, and it's still shook. And yeah, I felt the shake of the quake today, and oof. I'm telling about that because it did happen, and honestly, it's one of those things that doesn't happen very often up in this area. I haven't experienced that many earthquakes in this area of New York State. I think a few years ago, maybe about 20 years ago, I felt one too. um, in 2010. So it's not frequently that you experience an earthquake in this area of the country. And but today was one of those days that, yeah, we experienced an earthquake here in New York State. And like I said, I'm doing okay. I was fine, but like it was a little bit of an experience where I felt a little bit shaken. Bad. Anyway, that's all I have for now. But like, yeah, like you can see my voice that I'm still a little bit sick. I'm still kind of recovering, honestly. Like even last night, I was sleeping and I still feel like congestion on my upper chest, on my upper lungs. I still hear a whizzing sound from there. Hopefully I will feel better, much better next week, because I got a wrestling show coming up. So, yeah. Overall, today was just one of those weird, odd days that you don't experience things, and all of a sudden they happen, and you experience this thing. Anyway, I hope that everybody's doing okay, and I will see you next video. Honestly, yeah, crazy day today. Anyway, bye.